Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes. Everything I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you need to purchase any of these products or would like to purchase any of these products. You can go to my online store to do so. If you have any questions, you can send me an email. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join. At the Facebook group, I share information, and as well, you can show your projects that you've made. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe to YouTube and help me grow into YouTube world. Sorry about that. My throat is a little raspy this morning. We're going to be using Happy Hedgehog and the Hedgehog Builder Punch. And so let me show you what we're making. We're making this cute little card. It's a Thinking of You card. It's a nice, simple little card. And I've stamped a little butterfly on the envelope. So, let's get started with some stamping. Now, this is a photopolymer set, so we will need our mat. And the first thing we need to do is stamp our hedgehog. This is a scrap of Crumb Cake. And we are going to stamp the big hedgehog. There's two hedgehogs, a little one and a big one. And we're going to stamp the big one in Pecan Pie on the Crumb Cake paper. And we'll just put him right there. And we'll come back and punch him out in a few minutes. And I'm going to close this up for a minute until we get the other part done. Then we'll come back to it. Now you're going to need 2 pieces of white paper, basic white, got something on my fingers, that are 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. We're going to go landscape on these. We're going to stamp both of them. The first one we're going to put our tree in. And we're going to be using Memento. Make sure I have it nice and covered. And I want to leave room for my bird and my hedgehog, so a little off to one side. Like that. And then I'm going to stamp Thinking of You. Now, Thinking of You is not in the Hedgehog stamp set. I got this one from Circle Sayings. It's right here. I'm going to stamp that also in black. Right about like that. Next, we need, we're going to need that in a minute, we need our little butterfly. I'm going to stamp him right up in there. Next, we need our bird. And we're going to stamp him right about here. And then we need some grass for our, there's a little grass. We're just going to stamp a few little sprigs of grass down here at the bottom for the birdie to stand on, and we're going to stamp a few across here for our hedgehog. So that's the stamping on the front. On the inside, we are going to stamp, where did I put him? This is the small hedgehog. We're going to stamp him. He's sort of sitting down, so we'll stamp him down in the bottom like that. This is back to that pecan pie. And bring in my grass again. Because again, I'm just standing out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, and oh, one more thing. We need to do our envelope, which is going to be a butterfly. What did I say? The butterfly right here. Just like that. Okay. I'm moving this around, letting it sit for a second because I want it to dry. So I'm going to grab, we're going to go ahead and do our butterfly first. I'm just grabbing a piece of cardstock, just a scrap. It's still usable, but I want to put it down in the envelope. I've shown this before because you don't want it bleeding through. And we are going to actually do our, I don't remember what color I put it on originally. I used a Stampin' Right marker on him. And I'm just going to color him in. This is Fresh Freesia. You could use your blends. I'm actually using a combination of blends and Stampin' Right today. And then I'm going to make the top part of his wings. This is Bubble Bath. So there's our envelope done. That's that part. And next we need to do our grass, and I grabbed Granny Apple Green. This is light, and like I said, I will list all the colors below. This is for the inside. And I'm just going to scribble a little bit of color right here under his feet where the grass is. Just like that. And that's the inside panel. We'll set him out of the way, and then we have to color this one. So we still have grass, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Grass around the tree. Like I said, I'm not staying inside any lines. I'm just adding a little bit of green to where the sprigs were. I guess I could move this in a little bit so you can see me coloring a little easier. There we go. Okay, so let's do... I wanted to color it similar to the same before. So let's start with, excuse me, I can't see my colors, what I did. This is Daffodil Delight, and this is the Stampin' Right marker. Like I said, you could use blends, you could use all Stampin' Right markers. I actually used a combination today. I don't know why, but I did. So we'll do his body that color, and we'll take Fresh Freesia. To do this part of his, and then his body, like that. And then the bird and the flowers and the trees. So you could use your, like I said, I've got Granny Apple Green in both of them. This one is a little darker when you use, I could use the dark Granny Apple, but I decided to use this one. It's whatever you choose. Oh, sorry. Before you do this, let's put the tree in. This is Dark Crumb Cake. And I'm just going up the branch here. Just like that. Now we'll come back to this one. And we're going to quickly color all of the leaves. This is my little dogwood tree. Except you don't get the leaves. The leaves only come out right after the flowers are dying. So we'll just keep it going here. Like I said, I'm not doing blending or anything on these. I'm just coloring. You could have used your pencils. You could have used anything you wanted to color this. I know I get quiet when I'm coloring. I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing. All right, I think that, oh, one more small leaf over here. Got that one. Now I'm going to come back with my Daffodil. I'm going to use the bullet tip. Our new bullet tips are really nice for doing small stuff like this now. Much nicer than the old ones. Doing the center of my flowers and the center of this flower and his beak and his eye. Then we're going to grab Bubble Bath, still with the markers. Just pink little flowers on the tree. Like I said, this could be any kind of tree. It could be an apple tree, a peach tree, dogwood, all kinds of flower trees this time of year. This card you could use for birthday, sympathy. Make it, I think, a very beautiful sympathy card, or just thinking of you. Oh, don't forget this one. This little bird is going to be bringing this flower to the hedgehog. All right, and then I grabbed light balmy blue and light Azure Afternoon to do my bird. We're just going to color him all really lightly with light balmy blue. All I'm doing is staying inside the lines. I'm coloring everything. This is probably the only part I'm actually going to do a little bit of blending, but not much. Then Azure Afternoon. I'm going to come in here where there's little marks. I'm going to add a little highlight to his wings and his back, like that. And then I'm going to come back with this and do a little bit of blending. Like that. And that is all of our coloring. So we do need to punch out our little hedgehog. And we'll line him up in there. Uh-oh, I didn't leave me enough room and too wide. So we got to put a handle on him. And I know you've all seen me make a handle before. When you don't cut your paper not long enough to hold on to, you create a little handle. And let's line him all up here. Don't want to chop off his legs or anything. Now you can build him just with this, but I wanted to stamp him. And he's going to go right here on the front in a few minutes. Oop, sorry about that. I'll get that going the right way. So we're going to set him over here for the moment, and let's build the rest of this card. Now that I've buried everything, I'll show you what you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of crumb cake. It is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. You're going to need 2 pieces of, this is pecan pie. You're going to need, they're 5 1/4 by 4. Now, one I've left whole, one I've taken and used my decal rectangles and cut a nice big hunk out of it. I wanted to reduce a little weight in this card and save paper. Now, on the inside, we're going to mat it as well. You really can't take pieces out because when you go to write, it's really hard to do because you got bumps and lumps and stuff. Inside, I don't really worry about trying to save some cardstock and weight. I take it off the front section, and no one's going to know that you've taken off a piece. Then this is Granny Apple Green, and it is 5 by 3 1/4, 2 pieces, one for the inside and one for the outside. So let's build the inside first, and did the same thing, just took a different size of the decal rectangles. But you could take any shaped any shaped, item there. So let's go ahead and start mounting this up. Just like that. Nice big area to write a message. And right in the center of this one. And the outside, we're going to start with this piece first, without the hedgehog. So we're going to mount that there. So we just want to put a little glue right around where we cut out on this one. So just watch where you've cut out and where your piece is going to be sitting. Like I said, no one's going to know you took a bulk of weight out of the center of this. Same thing with this one. We're going to go around the edge. Just remember, you got a border that's going around it. Just like that. But that cuts a lot of weight out of your card. You really can feel the difference. And then we're going to go ahead and mount this on the front. Now we can go over everything. That way we know it's not going to come off. But when you feel this page and this page, you'll notice the difference. Sometimes a couple little pieces out can make a difference in your postage as well. Okay, now our little hedgehog, I want to put him up on dimensionals. I'm not using a lot of dimension with this because this is a bulkier card. But the hedgehog had to go on dimensionals. Set him down right into the grass. Like I said, the little bird is bringing the hedgehog some flowers. And then I looked what kind of embellishments I wanted to put on this, and I decided there was really only one thing to put on here, a brass butterfly. Not a bunch, just one of the large ones. And I'm going to nestle it right up here in the branches. And that's our card. Nice, simple card. So thank you for joining me today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and help me grow in YouTube world. If you need to purchase any Stampin' Up! Products, please go to my online store. And if you have any questions about Stampin' Up! Or want to know how something's made or want to see something made, drop me an email and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for joining me today and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.